I spent the apocalypse. You know, I originally wanted to do this, and I was going to call it Make and Do. I've talked to you about that before. And then, of course, I didn't do it until the apocalypse, till the pandemic. And then it was obvious what I had to call it. Because, you know, I'm trying to sell that book that none of you fuckers are buying. But at any rate, but then, you know, the pandemic's mostly over. And so I thought, I'll go back to calling it Make and Do. But I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't do that. Why? The right-wingers and the religious wingnuts are grabbing our freedoms and our rights as fast as they fucking can.
Right.
The gay community, the trans community, the women's rights, voting rights, everyone's rights they're trampling on as fast as they fucking can. This is still an apocalypse, people. Wake up. Mm-hmm. Get out and vote. No, I don't like them. There's nobody I like. Everybody I hate. Blah, 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 blah. You selfish fucks. Go and vote for the person who's least likely to pull you and your neighbors out of your houses and shoot you on the lawn. It's that simple.
Or we're not going to have the right to vote.
We're not going to have the right to vote. We're not going to have the right to get them out. That's what they're working on. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they have done nothing but slam the gay community, slam the trans community. Hell, they're outlawing drag shows, for God's sakes, and or limiting them. Fuck that shit. There's still an apocalypse. Mm-hmm. So, and now for a moment of peace, relaxation, and nature. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
Look at the dogtooth violets, also called ipecac.
Mm-hmm. Medicinal.
And as you know, the ipecac can be used to make people vomit. Mm-hmm. But they're beautiful flowers. Pan up, the red bud's starting to pop. It hasn't gone into full bloom yet. Pan over to the peach tree and the apricot tree. They're coming up in bloom.
The peach,
they're starting to bloom.
Starting back there.
The beautiful pear tree.
Yeah, I saw that at the beginning. Isn't it gorgeous?
Isn't that lovely? You know what I have to do today? Deal with shit. Mm-hmm. So, she'll turn off and she'll turn it back on in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so last weekend, we had a wonderful riding group here with my dear friend, Sorella and Hillary Smith. It was a fantastic group of people. It was very life-affirming. Our little blue island in the middle of the Red Sea of Hate actually came to fruition. It was wonderful. But with all good things, something bad must happen. And one of the guys, in fact, let's call this Lake Brian. One of the guys drove his front-wheel drive onto the lawn.
Front first.
Without knowing or without understanding that we had that night before that had 4 inches of rain. And I told Brian, as I was trying not to be annoyed and be bitchy about it, that later on we would laugh and laugh about this, because where he put his front-wheel drive with his wheels right there is where all the water from that whole side of the yard and all of the water from this drains into.
Yes.
There's a French drain system
that carries it underneath the road.
The water it comes underneath the parking lot
and goes over to that pond.
And carries all the water from all that entire side of the yard to that pond.
Right.
He parked on top of it. Now, that part over there where he put his other tire, I was able to watch it, realize that it had not collapsed a pipe, and I was able to fill it. But I'm not sure here. If I dig down and I don't find the pipe in about 10 inches, then we're fine and all I have to do is fill this. But if right there where he got the tire,
Yeah, I know.
Stop.
I know. Oh my.
If right there is the pipe, I may have to rebuild the pipe. So, what am I doing today, children? I'm digging.
Digging ditch. You seem to do that a lot.
I do dig a lot of ditch.
At least this time.
Welcome to the bottoms in spring.
At least this time
okay,
it's just
and it's done
mud.
nothing but rain since. So
Yes.
the water level had gone down. So I was like, okay, I gotta wait for it to do it again before I can dig it up. You know, before I can see whether we're on top of the drainage pipe or not. Hopefully the drainage pipe, because you never know,
Yeah.
right? You put it under the ground. You don't remember where the fucking thing is. It's either right there, where he was sitting right on top of it, or it's over in here somewhere.
Right.
But either way, the only way I can find out for sure is to dig a fucker up. And because the water's pooling here and not going away, it's either because we've had so goddamn much rain.
Yes, because we had another couple inches yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So we've had so goddamn much rain, there's nowhere for it to go. Or it means we've got a collapsed
Drainage ditch.
French drain.
Yeah.
So we got to dig it up and check. But at any rate, but
So
I'm not bitter by life.
No. So we'll come back when we know where it is?
Yeah, if we know, when
That
we know
sounds
for
good.
sure that we either have found it and or we don't find it, which if we don't find it, that means we weren't on top of it.
Yay. Okay.
So
Be back.
there's that. All right, so I dug down 12 inches. And
Yes.
Of course, it's filling with water because, again,
Wet.
we've had that much rain.
Right.
Okay, so I dug down 12 inches. I just hit clay,
That's
which
wonderful.
tells me
This is not where it was.
this is not where the drainage pipe is. So it did not, Brian, if you're listening, it did not collapse the drainage system.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I've got some old brick. I'm going to throw it in the bottom of the pile before I put the dirt back. I'll still have to bring in some dirt to fill stuff, but by doing that, it'll make it that much easier for the area to drain. Because
Yeah.
anything you put in there that keeps air in the soil makes it easier. for it
And
to
I see
drain.
which way you're turning that. That helps it from filling with dirt right away.
Yes, exactly. So you don't want to put the holes up.
Yeah.
Which I also sometimes with stuff like this I'll use old jars because if you dig it up you deserve what you get. But I'll sometimes use old jars and or rock or whatever. Gravel is the best, but who has that just sitting around?
Right.
You know.
Right.
So now I'll fill the hole back in. And because I put that in there, I'm going to have a lot more dirt, which means I'll have to haul over less to fill the ruts in. So that's a big win-win.
Where are you getting the dirt to fill in the ruts?
From the chicken yard.
Oh,
Down in the
from
old
your
chicken
compost
pond, from
things?
Where everything runs. No, from the chicken ponds.
Oh, where everything runs. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's how I keep the chicken pond from filling completely in.
So you're
I
digging
use
it out of the
dirt on
chicken
rest of
pond.
the property. So all of the property runs downhill.
Uh-huh.
So that's at the very bottom of the property.
Uh-huh.
So it catches everything off the chicken yard, which is good, rich dirt, because it's got chicken shit and everything else in it. But it also catches the dirt, and then I just move the dirt to the rest of the property, and then eventually it all winds up in the pond again. So we're recycling the dirt.
Recycling the dirt. Yes. Boy, not that we recycle everything,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. But yeah, so see, because I put those bricks in there, I'm going to have almost enough, if not enough, to fill that hole. But it's got to be heaped up because remember what happens, it's going to settle.
Yes, it will
Because
settle.
I ain't stepping on this shit. Because I'll
Oh, you'll sink to your ankles.
sink up to my asshole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then that'll be, although that'd be funny for you, not so great for me. You bastards.
Oh, I'd laugh. You don't want to. You don't want to entertain me.
No. My life is not about your.
It's not.
No, believe it or not, I know it seems that way, but it's really not. Just so you can have a good laugh. But so this is step one of fixing this mess, and then I'm about to show you step two.
Okay, shall I turn off for a second?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so the other day when it was raining, I couldn't be doing anything else. That did the wrong thing. I unplugged the wrong thing. I was trying to unplug the damn radio because, you know, copyright.
Right.
Okay, so the other day I came, I found some fins, I cut them, I painted them brown so that the white paint would pop.
Right.
And so now I've made signs. No pets.
Yes.
It should go without saying. You know, park car on lawn also should go without saying. But people who don't live in the country, who have never dealt with such things as water tables and bottom land, this is bottom land.
Right.
So if you get stuck here, you're stuck.
Right.
In fact, I spent nearly 2 hours trying to get Brian out before I gave up, and he called the tow truck, and the tow truck had trouble getting him out because he was suctioned into the mud that big. Okay, so, as always, we will have to drill a couple of holes before we can put screws in this. So, because otherwise, it's cedar. And what have I taught you guys about cedar? It will split. If you do not drill a hole.
I am going to have to go get the cord. I just realized I'm running out of power, so drill your holes. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm getting ready to hang these signs here. And like I said, there are things you shouldn't have to say. But whenever you're dealing with the general public, like I said, not everybody knows you can't drive on bottom land after rain.
Right.
You know, so, and I'm taking this bark off because, as I've told you, the bark wants to rot the damn slab. So if I'm going to put signs on top of it, I kind of should take it off. Of course, you never do because taking the freaking bark off takes longer than it does to build something. You can literally build it or you can take the bark off of it. So there's that. Fortunately, once it's set for a while, and especially when it's wet, it peels off pretty easily.
I know you and Meyer have sat and talked about other things.
Oh yeah, we have sat, Meyer and I have sat with pocket knives and been talking and peeled an entire picnic table while we were sitting there. But like it said, it's not good to leave it on. It fucking rots everything out. Because the water gets beneath it and starts rotting.
Well, as long as it's like it is right there where there's nothing against it, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But when you put things against it, it can become a problem.
Yeah, it can become a problem. But at any rate. So, yeah, and I just, you know, it's, you know, just use a regular knife and just kind of just peel it off a little bit at a time. Okay, so you have to make signs. You think you don't? But even with signs, people will do stupid ass shit. Okay, so in order to keep from happening, because we were having a lovely, lovely time. We had an amazing weekend. And that was literally the only downside. So to keep that from happening again, we will put up a sign.
Yeah.
And then if they do it again, in the future, my old ass, my old wrinkled, too tired, not as strong as I used to be ass, is not going to even try to get the car out because I failed abysmally. And all it did was make me tired.
No, you didn't fail abysmally if you consider the fact that the tow truck almost couldn't get it out.
Okay, so that one goes there. The no pets one. You're all saying, but my fur babies, I love to go on vacation with my fur babies. They're my whole life. They're like members of the family. That's fine. This is a working farm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a working farm. There will be other people staying here besides them.
Mm-hmm.
And if their damn dog barks and barks and barks, or other people are freaking allergic or whatever, that's bad enough. But if they freaking kill some of my livestock or make them quit producing, I'm not into that.
Nope.
Okay, so this one, see the ties on either side?
Yeah.
Hopefully this will be enough to
there.
get them to use the parking lot. This is an elevated parking lot. It is filled with recycled pavement to the top of the ties. So it's 6 inches deeper than the rest of the bottomland in this yard.
Right.
So if they park on the parking lot,
Right.
we should be fine. So I'm hoping that these 2 signs will be enough. All right. So stop for a minute. I'll go get the. Thought I brought this one out there instead of the pet sign.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so here's my no pet sign. No, your dog that's just like a member of your family that you love, that never ate anybody or anything, not an exception.
No. What a lot of people don't understand is the dogs that have attacked our stock
Yeah.
are people's pets. They have
Yeah.
collars.
Yep.
This is not...
Okay, so look at my sign now. It's not the best sign I ever painted, first off. Second off, this weekend we may have a local group coming in.
Mm-hmm.
After last weekend's brilliant little blue island in the sea of all this red hate, I went ahead and booked a local birthday party for about, and they said could be as many 20 people here, and I realized my place is going to be covered up with Trumpers. I had to cover up my anti-Trump things in my house. I have to close the blacksmith shop so that they can't see my ginormous gay pride flag. I have to hide everywhere I go here. I don't want that on my place. So it's going to cost me money, I'm sure. But I'm changing my sign. It will just be the name of the place. It will no longer have
The phone number.
the phone number or what we do. And it will say Castle Farms, guests and members only. Period. So, thank you. Thank you, right-wingers, for making it that much harder for me to make a living. But there you go. That's life.
Yeah.
And that's the times we live in. The times we live in is we have to protect ourselves.
Right.
We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our friends. I want this to be a place that my friends can come and feel safe.
Right.
Where they can feel safe and don't feel like they're going to be judged by other people. And if that makes me an asshole, then, well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because we're living in the land of assholes here. You know, and people are like, move, why don't you move? It's like, I can't afford to move.
No.
And I shouldn't be forced to.
Right.
It's supposed to be fucking America.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be taking our goddamn rights away. These are the same people. I don't want you to remember this for a minute. These are the same fucking people that screamed, my rights, my rights, my rights, my rights, during a global pandemic when people were trying to get them to mask up and social distance.
Right.
These are the people that screamed, my rights, my rights, my rights, my rights, when there was a global pandemic and a vaccine came out and they didn't want to take the vaccine. And let's not forget, they won every fucking time. So these same people have done nothing but bust their humps to take away our rights to vote, our rights to do what we want with our own bodies, our rights to express ourselves in the ways we want to, and our rights to exist. They have taken away a woman's right to say, I don't want to have this kid.
I don't want to have my rapist child.
I don't want to have my rapist's child. In this state, you can be charged for murder. For either giving somebody an abortion or having one. Isn't that great?
Yay.
So, as I said, this sign comes down, another one goes up.
Yep.
Till next time, don't be a douche. Get out and vote. Vote. You don't want to vote for people? That's fine. Vote against people.
Yep. Okay. Hello.
So my wife gets the camera out. You should know this. She gets the camera out and she goes, okay. And then I start talking. She goes, no. It's not on yet.
No, it's that sound that makes you think it's on.
No, you say, okay. You say, okay, which means you're talking to yourself about you just turned it on.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know. It's goofy as shit. So I'll try to peel this shit off of this. This isn't even the part I'm working on. I just happened to notice it.
Yeah.
By the time I get it all peeled, it'll be time to replace the boards. There you go.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so there you go.
So what do you do with all the bark you peel off?
You know what I do.
I know, but they don't.
We burn it.
Yeah.
Usually in the stove.
For heat.
Tinder and for heat.
There's a lot of it.
Use it to start a ginormous bonfire.
Yep.
Alright, but anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm peeling this off, and then I'm going to put up my new sign.
Put the new sign here, yeah. Will do.
Anyway, this is what I'm doing. Then we're going to hang the sign. We'll show you the sign.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you a cool trick. Now, a lot of times if you're like me and you have a bunch of freaking cheap-ass drill bits that are supposed to drill in metal, but really don't, what you can do is change the bit in your impact driver. Okay, go get a self-tapping metal roof screw. Decide where you want your hole. Okay, so start over again. Okay, so we already did this. She may leave it or not leave it, I don't care. Okay, I got the wrong kind. The self-tapping screw you want to use for drill bit looks like that. And you want to get one that's for the roof. I'm going to do that. It works really good. Watch. Watch and learn, children. Watch and learn.
Oh, it's a hole in there just big time.
Yeah. And like I said, if I tried to use a fucking
drill bit,
I'd be out here for the next 10 minutes anyway, trying to get it to poke through.
Now, why are you putting holes in those places?
Because I need to put in some screws where I don't have holes.
Okay.
Because of course, when I moved it, every place I had holes won't fucking work.
Of course.
Life.
Yeah, of course.
There's a day of the week that ends with, why, God, why?
I'm liking the way it looks.
Well, and hopefully it'll be a good sign. And like I said, I didn't want to do this. I wanted to open it up to anybody who wanted to come, that wanted to have an experience and maybe, get to thinking a little bit different about how to build stuff out of garbage and blah, 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 blah. But we don't live in a place where you can safely do that, and we don't live in a place where LGBTQ, creative, even blue people can feel safe.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have your opinion,
No.
not here.
No.
So I'm trying to, so I have to change my sign, and I have to change what I thought I was doing.
Yeah.
But welcome to life in the 2020s.
Yeah.
Every freaking time we turn around, we're having to change the way we do things and the way we do them. But this thing is probably the saddest for people my age, is we grew up having horrible things done to us and being forced into lifestyles we didn't want to live because it was uncomfortable for people for us to be who we were. So we grew up either denying ourselves, as most of us did for at least part of our life, denying ourselves and who we are and what we want. And we fought a long, hard road to get any rights.
And
We've
now
only had rights less than a half dozen years.
Yeah.
And now they're taking them away as quick as they can.
Yep.
And for all you people that might think that's okay, because after all, we're just queers and trans people, you're next.
Yep.
You don't think you're next? You think it's going to be you? You better check. You better check your history. We have friends that are science fiction writers. One of them told me the other day, well, she said, I feel bad for you guys, but it's not going to happen to me. I said, really? Because you wrote a science fiction book in which you kind of crapped on religious tropes. And they could very easily come after you next. You're not, you better look at what you do, what you said. You could be next. You better get your ass up, realize what's going on, and vote. It's not just going to be us.
No.
We're just the easiest ones to attack first.
Always have been.
Always have been. Why are they attacking voting rights? Because it's mostly going to affect blacks.
Right.
It's easy for them to go after blacks. So that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, we have to band together. All we different people have to put our petty fucking grievances aside and band together to save all of our asses.
Yep.
But don't think just because you're straight, white, Christian, but it ain't gonna happen to you, because better check out Germany.
Are you a woman?
Are you a woman? Yeah. You a female? All right. Well, let's hope that's enough screws to keep it from blowing off in a windstorm. But that is our new sign. And so, if you're with us and not against us, come and stay with us.
Yes.
We have really good rates. It's a great place to go and recharge. It's a great place to learn how to do the kind of shit I show you how to do all the time and to see what the end result of making do actually is. Until next time, vote.